Alright, this is a good sign. This is a good sign indeed. When an anime has me speculating like this, speculating like mad behind the scenes, it's such a good sign of a great anime, in my opinion. Um, and this is indeed the case with Mirai Nikki. In particular, episode 20, which we're going to talk about. Just one particular as a review. But I love to speculate. I absolutely love to speculate. So, essentially one big topic. But as it turned out, Yuuki is hunky-dory with Yuno, dismissing the information that was presented forth, and he finally was placing his complete trust in her. Is that good? Or is that bad? Guess we'll find out. But the brief primary topic of this episode that I want to bring up is one that was half hinged upon the last episode, episode 19, and yet I thought of the idea. It came to me while I was reacting to this episode, episode 20. And the big beef topic, the meat and potatoes, is who is Gasai Yuno? So that kind of a topic, though, is based upon the info that was presented to Yuuki being real. It wasn't fake just to split them up. It's based upon it being real. So I think episode 20, I found out the big secret of the series. Or it could be one of the biggest speculation flops I've had since Erased. And I haven't been this speculative for an anime since Steins Gate or Erased, maybe ReZero a tad, but not near the levels of Erased and Steins Gate, no. But, okay, so who could Yuno be? That's the big question. How could she be someone else? Who else could it be? Who's available? There is but one character that's been hanging around this whole time, and little suspicion has ever been near them, which is in of itself, now that I think about it, very suspicious. I have my eye on them now. And, you know, well, I think it's now quite obvious, considering when you take into account little things of the entirety of the show. So, I'll still get to it, but I gotta go through a little bit of points here. Yuno and the parents were supposedly killed. And an entity, humanoid entity, for some reason, has taken upon the identity of who she kills. Which is very interesting. Very interesting. Kind of disturbing. Meanwhile, and here I'm getting to it a bit, but meanwhile, we have these two entities in another realm of sorts. One is, you know, the god of time and space, or whatever the case, of that kind of sort. And the other is this goofy little comedy, little girl humanoid who seems completely and utterly harmless. And then we have, over the course of the tournament, and the whole point of it is to replace the god with a new god, entity, humanoid, or whatever the case. So that god is dying away, and a new one must take his place in winning the tournament. So, and here we go. The only one it could be, the only character that's been around, unless they totally surprise us and springboard some new character in there from who knows where. That little girl, humanoid character. Momo, Mimi, Mumu, whatever she was called. I'll just go with Momo, I think. I don't know. Momo is where I hold all my suspicion right now. My best guess is that Gasai Yuno, that we know is... Hold up, let me get this straight. My best guess is that Gasai Yuno, the Gasai Yuno that we know, is somehow Momo, not the killed one, but the one we know. That's just common sense. Why'd I write that in my notes? So this idea, though, is a bit disturbing because I think she might be using some sort of fake appearance, given that her appearance is one thing in that realm and then a whole nother thing in this realm. One thing I forgot to write down before I forget, it would make some degree of sense. They could tie it in with the psychology problems, having been in one realm and kind of transporting to that the real human realm, going from that realm to that realm. It might have its problems or discrepancies or differences, and that might be why there's the psychology problems, or it might just be Momo's hidden true nature. And then one other thing before I forget, if I don't know if I wrote in my notes or not, in this episode, I think in the bonus ending bits, it showed, which also makes me suspicious, that it's her somehow. It literally showed her having this stuff she could take or eat or consume or whatever the case, and it makes her from a little girl to a full-fledged adult size. Now, the way they presented that was all chill and hunky-dory, but because I started thinking of it earlier in the episode, I was like, oh, could that be hinting? I'm picking up on it. I hope, I don't know whether to hope to be right or wrong on any speculation. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm very wrong. Who knows? But so I think to cut it short, I think the idea is that Momo, her true hidden whatever intention, is that Momo, she essentially wants to become God herself. There seemed to be some sort of odd dialogue between her and the god of space-time, or whatever, in this anime, Deus Ex Machina, or whatever it was called. So I believe it's her. It would make sense. She wants to take over. So she found a way to put herself into the tournament. And how she did that is she went from that realm somehow to the real realm and put herself as whatever identity, and now she has a chance to win. So I think it's her. I don't know it's her. I'm not 100% sure, but everything points towards it being her. What other character is there that a fake Gasai Yuno could be? I don't know. So what do you think, or not what, who do you think Yuno is? Who do you think Yuno is, if true? If it's anyone, dependent upon if that info tossed to Yuuki was true, that the real her was killed and this one is somehow a fake and an imposter. And just briefly going over it kind of again, another component, pillar, reason why I think it's the small girl, Momo or whatever, in the other realm, is where she's been this whole time. Not suspicious very much or highlighted in, serious ways, just all this goofy nonsense type stuff. Primarily, not just like just a slice of pie with the serious stuff, just being around the god type entity. So, she hasn't been very suspicious, highlighted, and she's just mainly been there for the outros with all this silly, goofy comedy. So, to wrap this up, I think I called this one correctly. I think my speculation, my realization in this 20th episode is going to be correct. I hope it's correct. I don't know. I haven't seen past episode 20 yet. But what do you think of all this? And who do you think the fake Kasai Yuno is? If she is indeed not her. If the info is true. Who could it be? The only possibility is the one that was there the whole time and not very suspicious. Momo, or whatever her name is my conclusion. I think Momo is somehow Gasai Yuno, and somehow went from that realm to that realm to win the tournament to become God herself and replace that guy in that realm. But if I have to keep doing these reviews, you'll know how good the anime is. Anyhow, I will see you up ahead. Take her cool. Alright, minor addition to Mirai Nikki episode 20 review. On the topic of who Yuno really is, if the info is indeed true. I'm redoing this video because I rambled on a little too much last time, so minor addition. I pondered up one or two more bits. I don't know if I missed them the first time around, so I'll add them in here and combine the videos. So both of them are fairly brief. One is just the odd looks and interactions. It wasn't just the sheer dialogue between Momo, or whatever the little realm girl is called, and Deuce, or the god creature in that realm. It wasn't just the dialogue, so it was something I just kind of simply forgot. So all in all, it's how it was portraying it was bizarre, and there's likely more than meets the eye. Likely it has something to do with them hinting something. At least I think so. And secondly, last, Deuce and Momo made a bet. More importantly, made a bet on who would win this essential deathmatch survival game type thing. This is, I think it's more hinting, and that's just my opinion. Momo bet on Yuno, while Deuce bet on Yuuki. The thing is, why would she bet on Yuno? My speculation is that it's because she is Yuno, and she'll win it for herself for some reason. I think it explains quite a bit, and it seems the only obvious choice to me. It's a character that's been there the whole time and yet not that suspicious, which in of itself is suspicious at this point. Otherwise, other than that, Momo and Deuce could be some sort of odd left field, or not odd left field, whatever, odd parallel of Yuno and Yuuki. There's a male character and a female character, and likewise, in reality, male, female, Yuuki, Yuno. So there's that observation as well. But I don't know how to speculate more on that, if there is anything. I don't know. And then Yuno's cell said they'd have a happy ending, and I'm kind of curious. What is the context on that? I mean, we just have the face value of what that might mean, and how much this series seems to be, hinting left and right. I gotta do the next review after this because I already seen the next one, because I had to do this one, but they seem to be hinting at a lot of left and right stuff. So I don't know. There's more to this than we know, but yeah, what is the full context of a happy end in terms of Yuno and Yuuki when only one can survive? Only one of them, one of the two. I don't know. Anyhow, that's that. Thanks for listening. I will see you up ahead. Take her cool.